Mr. Brandon T. Jackson.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to your second one-on-one with Comedy Hype.
Yeah, second.
Man, so it was like 2 years ago. Since the last time we seen you and spoke to you. What has happened since then? You remember that interview that we had?
I remember the interview that we had. I do. It was very interesting. Despite I looked like a drunk KRS-One, the stuff I said was very, very convicting. You know what I'm saying? It was very, very true, and it was a lot of response on that one.
I remember that. It was in Tennessee. We had in the backyard of a pool. It just was like, it felt like a really just candid conversation.
Yeah, I was shooting a movie called Trap City, and it was pretty much at the end of the movie. And you know, you have rap parties, and we was doing reshoots, and I was a little tipsy, and I was had my wine, and I was loose. You know, it was fun. It's funny. I was reading the comments on Shade Room, and I'm like, yeah, the character is that he did. It's like Gucci Mane prior to him going to jail. You know, it's like the whole. He wasn't taking care of himself. He's not, you know. So you caught me in mid-character, which is hilarious because they was like, oh my God, what happened to Brandon? And it was actually kind of funny to me. I was laughing because I knew it was a character. And then people thought it was me in real life. So I was interviewing still in character, but it just kind of clashed. But it was funny. You know, it was very funny.
What have you been doing to kind of like keep yourself in shape or get back in that?
The thing I was doing before I did that movie, just drinking water, just being, just eating teas, drinking teas, just, you know, being Brandon. Like, you know, before, have you ever seen me look like that before? No, because I always took care of myself. And, you know, that movie, that character don't take care of himself. He's a depressed, wannabe rapper. He lives with his mom. His girlfriend don't believe in him. It's all the traps that we go through. So that was the character. So, yeah.
One thing about the Brandon T. Jackson brand, it is known for like a certain self-image, a certain image. Do you feel that pressure, like to always maintain?
No, no, I don't feel any pressure from Brandon T. Jackson brand, the Shell Corporation. I don't feel any pressure from any of it. I just do what I'm told to do, from you know, the Almighty, and I just be who I am. I mean, I'm not in service to people anymore, you know what I'm saying? Even when I was in service to people, I was never in control, you know what I mean? So
recently, you popped back on Comedy Hype as far as our news show. There was this whole conversation about Jim Jones going into Gucci, talking about all the money he's spending, and then ultimately being disappointed that he didn't get, I guess, a certain level of service that he felt he should have got.
Yeah.
And of course, he took it to racism, like, you know, pretty much the stuff that we've seen in the past. You decided to release a response to that. You want to expound on that? Like, what were you saying? What was your reaction when you saw Jim Jones, like, you know, going on this rant in Gucci? You
know, it's funny. Our people, including, you know, a lot of our rap, hip hop is the culture. You know what I mean? And when I say our people, I mean what we call Black America. You know. Which I choose not to use that term, but for now I use the term kingdom. Black America is the kingdom, equals the kingdom. So the kingdom is at a place where we want, I feel like it feels like desperation. It feels like the kingdom or Black America is in this desperate domestic violence relationship with America. Right. And we're like this wife that wants to be loved by this abusive, you know, husband. And we keep asking for approval from this abusive husband that doesn't love us, and but always sweet talks us back, you know what I mean? And then so when I look at him and Gucci, he kind of sounded like a, you know, it's like they not supporting us here. It's like that's not our stuff. You know what I mean? That's not ours. I mean, if you want to buy Gucci and these things, I mean, that's cool, but does it validate you? How does a European brand validate us as a people when they do nothing for us? That's what I was saying. It wasn't a shot at Jim Jones, it's a shot of our whole mentality of our people. The kingdom is us. So, watching him complain to an abusive husband, you know, in a metaphorical way, being like, oh, why don't you love me?
And it's quite interesting too, because I know that he has his own clothing line.
Oh, he has his own clothing line?
Yeah, I think like this whole vamp life, like clothes, you know, like
yeah. Does he have merch or his own clothing line?
It might be more so merch.
Okay.
But it's still just like you're buying a shirt at Gucci versus buying a shirt from Jim Jones.
Yeah.
I just wonder, why do we continue to empower brands that
they don't support us?
Or yeah, they don't even support us. Let me say they don't look like us.
It's a mentality of validation. We feel that if we wear these things, Gucci, Balenciaga, how you say it? Balenciaga? Balenci, whatever. We didn't make it. You know, we're the sauce of the world. We're the sauce of everything. And we keep acting like we're not. And then when we don't get the love that we deserve, we're surprised that you're like, yeah, okay, it's like a pimp. Go make me some, go spend your money. Like, shh, be quiet. Psh, you know what I mean? Go, you know what I mean? Abusive is abusive relationship. That's what it is. And it's like, we just keep wanting to be accepted by these abusers. These brands that constantly abuse us and because they don't care about us, but we just have to be loved by them, you know? It's a scam. It's all a scam.
Understand it in terms of given the fact that we were stripped so much of our identity, and there's internal things that we are still working on to try to feel of value and importance.
Yeah, that's why I came up with the Kingdom clothing. We have, I mean, if it makes you feel better, it's made by white people. You know, white people made this, so they work for the Kingdom. If it makes you feel better. So the same hands that's making the high-level brands are the same hands that's making our stuff. So is it the name that people want, or is it because this represents all Black America, the Kingdom. This is our seal. This is the seal of my family trust, which I give to our people. This is ours. This is ours. It's the Lion Code. It's the Lion Order. This is our seal. Everything that we do and made and that we design, our designs, is actually made by white people, so you can feel accepted. Then, so let's trim the fat. Then every piece of clothing, check this out, goes towards making trust funds for our kids. Right. And education, proper education of identity, of technology, and also mentors that actually can help them to their dreams. So that means every 500 units that's sold, right? You're saving one child. So $29,000. So $29,000 of Gucci would have saved 58 children. $29,000 that Jim Jones is spending at Gucci to feel validated from other people could have been saved 58 children, north of 58 children.
Do you think that some of the hesitation that you receive is just due to our own lack of trusting each other? You know, we trust the white establishment versus trusting doing business with another Black man.
Well, this is why I trim the fat. Because if you like things made by white people, it's made by white people, but it's designed by us. You see? So it's like I tried to figure out every piece of a solution instead of going like, okay, they don't Black-owned business, that people get mad. I don't want to support that spirit, that kind of spirit. So what I did, I said, okay, I look at everything we love, right? We love fashion, we love look good, we love high quality stuff, and how do we redistribute wealth back to the people? So in that case, all you got to do is buy and look good, and you're saving your community. That's a win-win-win. And it's made by white folks, so you can feel validated. We won. So if the same people that's making the high-level brands is the same people that's making my brand, what's the difference? Or our brand, not my brand, our brand. What's the difference? Right. So I'm trimming all the fat.
What other items outside the poncho do you guys?
Oh, we have sweatsuits. We have the shoes, the Kingdom Airs. We'll talk about those later. We have a bunch of variety of things. We got coats, bags, belts. What do you want made? Let's get it made. You know what I'm saying? We got it. Right. So there's no excuses. It's high fashion, it's high quality, and it's an affordable price, and the money goes back to the community. Kingdom1.com. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I mean? What else do you want? See, my thing is, I think that we like problems, not solutions. So don't go crying, black man, you over here.
Is it more so just our trauma that we've just been kind of conditioned to accept it?
From who, though?
Just our experience in America. It just feels very natural for us to always deal with some shit.
Yeah, it is. It's trauma.
It doesn't feel right.
Doesn't feel right to do good. Okay. So, yeah, I can see that. So, like I'm saying, then don't complain. When you're in Gucci, sit down, be quiet, because that's all you are, is just some person to them that's buying their stuff. And don't complain. Because if you complain, why? Why complain? If you're going, in other words, if you're going to be in an abusive relationship, just go ahead and go make my dinner. Go shut up and be quiet. Go make my stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think, as far as what Jim Jones was experiencing, will still happen at the same rate?
Yes. 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 If I was Gucci, I would be laughing. Of course it's hilarious. If I'm sitting in the office of Gucci and I see some dude like, I'm spending $29,000, and I'm like, you know what I mean? He's like, they still, but did he, wait, the question, did he still buy it after that treatment?
I think he went to another store after.
Another Gucci store?
Another high-end fashion
Okay, but he went to another high-end fashion store, okay.
Yeah.
And then they're just gonna be like, if he left Gucci, they'll get on the phone and be like, yo, let's laugh at this one. He can't spend his money over here.
There was a story some years ago. I don't know if you remember about this, but Oprah went into Hermes overseas, and they didn't let her buy a $38,000 handbag.
Oh wow, Oprah.
So that was Oprah.
That's Oprah.
The same treatment back overseas, and they were saying like only the people here can buy it, and you're not allowed to buy it. She told this whole story, and there was a lot of back and forth. And then eventually they would let her get the bag. But
eventually they'll let her get the bag. Right. They'll let Oprah buy a bag with dead white people on it, presidents on, this is a scam. It's all a scam.
Yeah, they had refused to sell her the handbag, and then it became this conversation and X, Y, Z.
Y'all see this? And you want me to what, feel sorry for Oprah?
No, I just think it's kind of, to your testament of, how they treat us. Oprah's at.
No, it's how we treat us. It's not them anymore. It's how they treat us. They don't like us. Like, right.
What are some other things you're doing with the community or for the community?
Whew. What am I doing for the community? I spent 7 years away from acting and comedy. I mean, it's comedy 5 years. But 7 away from, acting, and my last movie was with Megan Good, Love by the 10th Day. That's the last one we did in 2016, far as for studio films. Not the one I produced with me and Young Jeezy, Trap City. That's one I funded, me and my partners. We funded that ourselves. But my last studio film I did was 2016. And, you like, I did a scene in Lottery Ticket, right? And it was the rooftop scene. And improv. It's like, I need to, that's me in real life. It's not like an act. I was just talking. And because of that, I'm just doing what I said I would do, helping the community, making my promise, the promise I made to God when I was a child, that if he made me famous, I'll build his kingdom and I'll help the community, help the people. And that's a promise I made, So I'm just fulfilling that. And I watch, when people say, what else are you building? It's so much that we don't have as a people, and so much infrastructure that we need to build. I don't know if we'll be able to build it here in America, but at least the idea of understanding what needs to be done, like controlling our own databases, servers, infrastructure. We always an avatar in somebody else's game, but we never the one who controls the infrastructure. So when you say, what am I doing with the community, I'm just really getting people to think, about what we need as a people, mentality, and what we need as people in technology. So you're starting with the children, you know what I mean? And helping them understand that they could solve these problems if we don't, So it's a lot, it goes deep, but right now I'm focusing on clothes and the imaging of our people with films And I'm still doing films. I'm just like, you know, we feeding the poor, we feeding the needy, and we constantly have things we're building to make sure people can eat. Have the simple things, you know what I mean? And then we could talk about the lavish stuff too, you know.
So one thing is that with Hebrew Israelites, they get a bad rap based off of, you know, how they might present themselves. Like certain, I would imagine, are they all united? Are you guys all united?
When that isn't, you talking about a religion or you talking about a nation?
You have to educate me.
Well, when you say Hebrew Israelites, my mind thinks of Black America and the Aboriginals over in Australia.
I'm also speaking about.
That's not the United Nation of Israel. We're talking about the United Nation of Israel is the bloodline seed, not a religion. I don't know who the religion. People that's teaching religion, that has to do with the religion. They're teaching a religion in America. Okay? That's a religion that's being taught in America. We're talking about a nation. It's two different things. So the nation that they're teaching in is America. So when you talk about Hebrew Israelites, that's like saying, to me, I understand it from the perspective of Black people. That's not a nationality. So we say are Hebrew Israelites respected? No, we're not respected. We got to go in Balenciaga. We got to go in Gucci. Hebrew Israelites are getting embarrassed in Gucci all day. Jim Jones doesn't own his catalog. Kanye had to fight for his. Israelites all over the globe are being persecuted every day. So no, we don't get the respect we need. And so I turn the question to you: do you think Black people are getting the respect that they need in America?
It's never been seen on a level that we deserve.
So Hebrew Israelites are not getting the respect we deserve as a people, you see. So when you start talking about religious sex, I have no idea what that means. You know, that doesn't even coincide with a nation.
Right.
It's the nation of people. We are a nation, you see. Currency, identification, flags. Has nothing to do with doctrine of religion. You can't put a religion into a nationality. That's not even like that's the scam. Now imagine this, right? Say America, you know, something happens to America, United States of America, whatever. You know. And later on we find these records of the Constitution, right? And we make a new society. And someone's on the street preaching the Constitution to a nation that's lost. You know, we the people of the United States of America, read. It's like, you're preaching the Constitution of a nation. It's like, what's going on? Of a lost nation, of a lost kingdom.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You can't make the Constitution of America religion, but you kind of can if you have a new society and you have these little temples called George Washington temples and Benjamin Franklin little baby temples, and you go bow to Benjamin Franklin. That's a religion out of a nation. So I don't understand yet. So no, we as a people are not getting respect from the United Nation of Israel that's been scattered all over the four corners of the earth, that call themselves whatever they want to call themselves now. We're not getting the respect we deserve as a nation of people. Of course not.
When you became to identify yourself as an Israelite, did you instantly feel disrespected, or people looked at you crazy?
People looked at me crazy when I identified as American. People looked at me crazy when I identified as an actor. People looked at me crazy when I identified as a comedian. You know, just it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, we will accept certain norms that we just don't. You know what I'm saying? It's like I call the name. I call her Caitlin. She declared her status. Acceptable, signed, sealed, delivered. You're not saying Bruce no more. And no one's looking at that as crazy. They're looking at it as a declaration. So when a Gentile does it, it's like, oh, yo. But when when Israel does it, you know, people have anti-Semitic thoughts against us, you know, and that's the problem.
Now, recently, Whoopi Goldberg,
Mm-hmm.
she was suspended from her talk show The View.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts in seeing that she was, I guess, like, you know, suspended, but she was suspended by something that you can tell, and most people could tell she meant nothing malice about. She didn't mean any harm. It was just, you know, her perspective, and she ended up getting suspended in this backlash. I think they decided that it was anti-Semitic.
Anti-Semitic. The famous word that nobody understands what that is because they don't study. Can we define? You know, the worst thing you can ever be in life is anti-Semitic. You know. Shemitic.
Okay. Can you educate us on
anti-Semitic? I fight against anti-Semitism every day, from my Instagram, from being out in the streets, from just everything I do. Fights against anti-Semitism. Everything I do. Okay. So, you know, no one knows what that means as a people. Especially, you know, our people like, man, they done got whooping now. You know how we do, right? I hate that voice, but I have to do it. That's my house Negro voice. They done got whooping. Oh no, nah. Oh, she done for. Oh Jesus. Sorry, I have to do it. See, here's my thing. Let's define what that means. I think our people need to understand what it means to be anti-Semitic. Okay, because I don't think we know. We pop up, you say some things, and the next thing you know, you don't have a TV show, and your hair cut, and you're not wearing a turban anymore. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why? You know what I mean? Why every time someone that's Shemitic speaks on their bloodline, it becomes some type of like scam or whatever it is, the smear campaign scam. So here's what it is. So I need everyone to do. I'm gonna give you this because I'm gonna do it like this because I'm gonna teach you what your pastor didn't teach you. Okay, we're gonna have a little small Bible lesson for 2 seconds, 30 seconds, not even. I need everybody to go to Genesis 10:3 when they get home. That's it, and go down the bloodlines of the 3 sons of Noah. That's where the term anti-Shemitic comes from. Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Those are the 3 sons of Noah. So I don't believe in it. I don't care if you believe in it. Here's the facts. Just give the facts of what it means to be anti-Shemitic. I'm giving you guys the facts. What it means to be is to hate the bloodline and talk against the bloodline of Shem, the son of Noah. Okay? So if you're the lineage of Shem and the son of Noah, you talk against us, you call us niggas, you call us black, you call us African American, you are anti-Shemitic. If you have called us out of our name, you are anti-Shemitic. You're not calling us our tribe. You're not calling us things. You can call us everything but a son of Shem. So, when you speak against our Holocaust in 1619 and our captivity, you're anti-Shemitic. So, understanding what it means to be anti-Shemitic is to speak against the children of Shem, which Abraham came from, right? So Whoopi Goldberg is a daughter of Shem. So what ABC did to her was anti-Shemitic because she spoke a truth of understanding of something that comes from a different bloodline. For example, you have the sons of Japheth. Okay, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, your quick Bible lessons. If you go down the line of Japheth, you get the Gomer and his son Ashkenaz. Ashkenazis are sons of Japheth, right? So you can't be anti-Shemitic against a son of Japheth. If you read at Rabbi Eliezer, he goes down the bloodlines also in the Talmud, in the Torah, in certain rabbinic studies. If you go down that bloodline, you see Ham, Shem, and Japheth. The Ashkenazi bloodline, it can't speak for Shem. You see? So if they're speaking for Shem, then that's anti-Shemitic. So if you take the H off of it and make a new term called Semitic, That's a whole different thing that has nothing to do with sons of Shem, right? So what they did to Whoopi Goldberg was anti-Shemitic. And we fight against anti-Shemitism every day in the kingdom because it's always, the Shemites that are people are anti-Shemitic every day.
Is it fair to say that you weren't surprised by that reaction of ABC to suspend her?
This is what I say. Anytime you talk about something that has nothing to do with the Holocaust of the Hebrews in 1619, and also through the whole from Rome, should we go down the list, Persia, Medes, Greeks, all our captivities. Anytime you're talking about something that has nothing to do with your Holocaust and captivity, I would steer away from it, because the sons of Japheth, the Ashkenazis who follow the Talmud and the Torah, that is something that should be spoken from the point of view of the point of view of what's going on with the sons of Japheth. So Whoopi Goldberg should only speak on things that has to do with the sons of Shem. If I was her, I would only speak on things that have to do with the Holocaust of the Hebrews, the sons of Shem, our Holocaust in ancient Egypt, our Holocaust in ancient Persia, our Holocaust in ancient Rome. Okay? Only speak about our Holocaust of the ancient Shemites, so you won't be, so we can stay and fight against anti-Shemitism together. So they were very anti-Shemitic when they did that to Whoopi Goldberg. And, I praise the Almighty for her being able to speak her voice in a way where she needs to understand, don't talk about the sons of Japheth, because they're not Shemitic. They're sons of Japheth.
What do you think about as far as like Nick Cannon? They kind of seemed like they silenced him because he was at one point, really educating the people through his podcast. Mm-hmm. He was wearing his turban. He was really kind of like, now he done cleaned it up a bit. How do you process seeing that? That's someone that you know or known him over the years?
Well, that was an anti-Shemitic act against Nick Cannon. That was an act of hate against Nick Cannon, an act that was anti-Shemitic, And we fight against anti-Shemitism every day. The worst thing you can ever be is anti-Shemitic. So, we're gonna overcome this. This hate of the Hebrews. The hate of our people. We're gonna overcome this one day, and the anti-Shemitism that goes on with our people is in our Holocaust in 1619 is been. It just doesn't stop, And I think that we should only speak of the Hebrews should only speak of our Holocaust and our detriments, and not speak of sons of Japheth.
Hebrews meaning black people.
I don't know. That's not even. That doesn't. You're trying to put two terms together where that don't match. That's a byword. So the nationality and bloodline is Hebrews. So anti-Shemitism against Hebrews, the sons and daughters of Shem, who were, as the scriptures say, were Shakur.
How does one find out if they are?
Hook-shaped skull, beard, almond-shaped eyes. They got that God spark in them, dunking from the free throw line, taking over the NFL.
You're describing black people?
No, I'm describing Hebrews. I'm not describing whatever that term you say.
I'm just thinking about.
You know what I'm saying? If you dunking from the free throw line and doing all this cool stuff and making Motown and all this stuff, there's something about these Hebrews, you see, that makes them special. They got this God particle in them that you can call us an indigo child. I'm saying it's something about these children of light, these Israelites. You see what I'm saying? And it's not a big deal. It's who we are. Like, forget all the religion. I don't believe in any religion. I don't believe in any religion. I don't care if you're Muslim, Christian, you follow the Torah. You are my brother, and because you're my blood. I don't care about your practices. I'm saying my bloodline brother. You know what I'm saying? If my brother wants to go play basketball, good. Is he still my brother? Yes. So that's the scam of religion. It's like, In
terms of anti-Shemitic?
Anti-Shemitic.
Joe Rogan. Recently kind of, I guess some things hit the fan for him.
Yeah.
He's running a very successful podcast, and it's still ongoing. and these clips will come out. It looked like somebody was trying to clearly smudge his name.
Yeah.
These compilation clips come out of him saying the N-word. How did you process that?
Well, him calling us the N-word was very anti-Semitic. It wasn't racist. It was anti-Semitic. Why would you use those words? The thing is this. Joe Rogan, I like him. I actually like his podcast. And I was like, oh, man, you saying some anti-Semitism stuff right here. Like, he said the N-word and called us not by our name. You know, the word black is anti-Semitic, to be honest. All that. If you don't call us by our name, it's anti-Semitic. Yeah, he was doing some anti-Semitic comments against us. And it's sad because I like Joe. Like, he's been cool. Like, I would have a conversation with him like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, I don't want to just throw you to the dogs, but why would you say this? Like, why are you saying these anti-Semitic comments? And it's just like, why?
He says if it's for the art of comedy, you know, because some people can't. You're a comedian, so some stuff is for laughter. How do you?
I don't. Yeah, I got you, but I don't use words against other social groups just because it's like, not just because it's hurtful. But it's like, what are we doing? Like, are we trying to unite people, or are we trying to like what are we doing here? Like,
right.
The key is for us to unite,
right.
You know. And right now we can't talk about the differences right now. The world about to go into a whole nother level. So if you want to focus on differences, the Most High gonna purge all this stuff out anyways. So what I'm saying is like, Joe, like, what's up? Like, what happened? Like, I want to talk to you like, bro, man.
What do you think?
I want to have a bro conversation with you, bro. I want to have the Tropic Thunder, bro. Like, you know, I want to have that. You were in Tropic Thunder. I love you. Like, I want to have that. You know, that's white boys. That's the White Friday.
You know, Cosby has been in headlines the last few years.
Oh yeah.
Recently, W. Kamau Bell did a documentary, kind of like highlighting it again. You know,
oh really?
It just seemed like at one point we were, you know, we conversed about Cosby, we discussed it, we saw what was going on. Then he eventually gets out, and it's kind of like, okay, now is the time to kind of move on. W. Kamau Bell, who is a black man, you know, decides to put that spotlight back on it again. Do you think, like, how do you take that when you see other black folks kind of not uniting, or just, you know, he's being called a sellout? Do you think that's a sellout?
Who?
W. Kamau Bell.
Like, you know, Charlie Sheen could give somebody AIDS and do anything he want to do. And his community is like, hey, just calm down, bro. We're gonna back you. Just go to rehab. This is so forgiving. You know? Like, I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? In those rooms, but I know if you come to somebody's hotel room at past 2 a.m., that's coming with some peanuts and jalapeno poppers, okay? Period. You're done. So I don't want to get into what happened. The whole thing is that's what you know. So let's stick with the legacy of Bill Cosby. That's what I'm concerned with. You know what I'm saying? Like, what legacy do any of us have that we can get out clean? So why attack the legacy? Like, let the man atone. You know, I'm not here to call this guy a sellout. I'm saying, can Cosby atone? Can he atone? Can we get our legacy back? Because that was bigger than Cosby. That was more about hitting a whole legacy of our people. And that's where it becomes bigger than your documentary about Cosby and, you know, let's see what's going on at Michael Jackson's house and all these little, you know, when you don't know where Charlie Sheen at now.
Eddie Griffin had a statement where he feels that black entertainers can't get out unclean out the business. Do you find that true?
Yeah, I believe that there's.
Can't get out clean.
You mean clean?
Yeah. Going on their name or.
There's something to it. There's something. Not. I mean, I would say Sidney Poitier got out clean. You say? You know, he with grace when he went on.
Denzel's playing it great right now.
Yeah, you know, I think it's about what moves you want to make. You know, what do you want?
Why do you think someone like Denzel hasn't been caught up with anything?
Somebody like Denzel, you gotta look at the situation. Like, I mean, you know, Denzel looks like he does his job and go home, and he makes a lot of money for people. So, you know.
I want to say last year, a movie called Fatherhood came out, starring Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Kevin has been definitely trying to get involved with more dramatic roles.
Yeah.
He's been doing a great job. I think you even praised him for the role.
Yeah.
But there was one thing that did stand out in regards of Kevin wearing a skirt and a kilt.
Yeah.
What was more so of the essence about that?
You know, I love Kevin Hart. You know, anything I feel about the dress is in my last interview. I already did that. I already talked about that. And that's been done. I think that we're at a place now where we gotta look past our differences and love each other.
Why did you decide to call him out?
Why did I call him out? Well, it's the same thing I said in my last interview. You know, if you want to check that out, you gotta look at my last interview and know what the reason, you know, for that imaging is as it pertains to history. At the same time, you know, when you look at Kevin Hart is doing what he's supposed to do. He's doing his job, and he's feeding his family, and that's admirable. You know, that's love. You know, he's doing what he's supposed to do and what he's programmed to do. And the hand of the Almighty is with Kevin, and I say that boldly. And I believe that at the right time, he's going to understand fully why he's so big. You know, and that's it. You know, I love Kevin. And I think he should keep going what he's doing. And the differences we have could be differences. I don't like certain colors that my brother like. You know what I mean? I disagree with certain colors they like, and that's on them. That's not, we shouldn't divide. No. I talked to his wife, Tori, briefly, ex-wife, Tori, briefly about some things and certain perspectives that I knew. I was being a troll at that time, but I didn't mind it. But I was being a little bit of a troll. You know, Tori has a good perspective on life. You know, I love talking to Tori all the time. Me and her, we share the same birthday, around the same birthday, and you know, we had a deep conversation about certain things and seeing the bigger picture of uniting our people instead of dividing our people with differences is more stronger than dividing publicly. You know.
So you think you should have done that behind closed doors?
I think I should have did whatever I just did. I'm just telling you where I'm at now. You know, I did it, and I learned that it's better to unite us. You know, our people need to unite right now, and the difference is we gotta, you know, come together and figure out those differences. And honestly, free will is what people is free will. Like, you can't make anybody do anything. So there's no point of me telling someone of what choice they made for their path of life to criticize that publicly if that's dividing the people when we're supposed to be uniting the people. Right. Doesn't make sense anymore. So I love Kevin. Kevin's great, and he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do.
Okay. A few more questions. Now, in the first interview you did with us, you talked about turning the role down at Coming to America.
Yeah.
You know, Coming to America 2, some might even call it.
Mm-hmm.
The film came out. Did you catch it?
No, I didn't watch it.
Why?
I didn't watch. I just didn't. I don't know. Just didn't watch it. No, I didn't see it. I should watch it, but I just didn't watch it. My mind is like, I got so much going on with, like, there's more than life than filmmaking. I love art, but there's so much. The world is so vast besides Hollywood, and when you start to venture off and start to travel, you're talking to diplomats and leaders and these people. You start to go, oh, movies, and, you know what? You know, you start to. So no, I didn't catch it. I should watch it though.
Yeah. So for the people that did watch it, it didn't get really the best reviews. It got mixed reviews.
Mixed reviews, okay.
But I would say that's bad reviews for Coming to America too.
Gotcha.
It shouldn't have been mixed reviews. I personally feel it should have had like the best reviews, and this should have been another classic. Was what I felt it was probably setting up to be. Do you regret turning down that role, or do you feel like that was the right decision by not pursuing it?
No, I don't regret any decision I make, because any decision you make, you learn from it.
Are you happy you made that decision?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not really focused on films that just I don't know how to answer that. So I said like this. Like I said in my first interview, as much as I love, Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence and what I dreamed as a child to be, my dreams have changed. You see? So once your vision has changed to be something different, then you start to be like, you start to see the goodness in what they doing, and you also see the pathway of what you're doing. So it's like, I don't look at it where, I don't regret turning any of it down. I don't regret turning any of the stuff down. I mean, I love the fact that me and Eddie Murphy were working together, in Beverly Hills Cop. I love the fact that we had that experience. But the proteges that are, the proteges to Eddie Murphy, you look at Will Smith, Jamie Foxx, and Martin Lawrence, these proteges of Eddie Murphy, those modes are there and living. I'm a new mode. You see? I'm creating a new mode. So when you create a new mode, I'd rather be identified as the mode of what I'm creating, not what somebody else has created, which I respect the mode that they created, and I love the mode that they created, and I think it's very inspirational. But when you go into another mode now, when you make shoes, you make modes, you make an original mode. So that's what we're making right now.
Right. Now, last year you made headlines pretty much criticizing Lil Nas X's Nike shoes. They were satanic.
Yeah, Satan's shoes.
What was your main issue with that?
Honestly, I love that Lil Nas X is so gung-ho for his God. Whew. You made a shoe in the honor of Satan. Wow, that's like, it's beautiful. It's like, if you follow me, I'm a lap dance you right into hell. I love it. I love what Nas X is doing. He's telling you, I serve Satan, and you too can serve Satan. It's so on point. That's like, it's so beautiful the way he's serving his God like that. So you can't be mad when I do the same. You can't be mad at the extremities of light, because if you invoke darkness, you're gonna get darkness. Right. You're like, my God, this shoe blew up in my face. I'm in hell. I was listening to Nas X. How'd this happen? It's like, I told you you're going to hell if you listen to me. You're like, you know what I'm saying? It's so clear, the messaging. His messaging is so clear that I love it. He's saying, if you listen to me, you wear my shoes, you're going to worship the devil. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even like they used to hide behind all the pyramids and the eye and all this Illuminati, all this crazy stuff. Now it's like, just follow my music so you can go to hell with me. Simple. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful message, fully direct, right? So I retaliated in my message, I think I went a little extra with spitting on a Nike, because Nike had nothing to do with it, which I didn't know at the time. I went gun-ho for my God. Yahuwah, Elohim, I went, why not? Let's have a war. At this point, let's just have a spiritual war. You know what I'm saying? What else can we hope for? We're gonna got the internet. Like, let's just see who wins. You know what I mean? I'm at that point right now. Like, let's just have a full Titan, Percy Jackson, dragons come out the tank. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think Nas X did a great job with serving Satan. So, you know, me, I'm going to make sure I do a great job with serving the order of light. You know, and so I made the Kingdom Heirs, which you see, Kingdom Heirs, you know. We're figuring them out because they won't be made in China anymore. From my understanding, I got to figure that out because now China's trying to team up with Russia, and then I'm funding China, and then now they're going to come against us. I'm like, I don't know. So that's a whole political issue why I'm not making my shoes in China, maybe. I'm trying to figure out. At least the first batch may be made in China. So I'm figuring it out. But it was so easy to make a satanic shoe. You make a God shoe, right? An almighty shoe. Let me show you how much this realm is ran by the Luciferian order. It's so annoying. As soon as you go to make a God shoe, COVID breaks out in China, right? War comes down. The Third World War with Russia teams up. I'm like, it's just a shoe. So people that have not got their Kingdom Heirs yet, I'm telling you, it's been cosmic, demonic forces fighting against us, but it's pretty... We got the first prototype, and you know, the Almighty takes his time. It's like wax on, wax off. Yeah. It's like the sensei, you know what I mean? So I don't care. So Nas X doing what he did. We got our shoe versus his shoe, Satan's shoe versus the Most High shoe. Kingdom Heirs, Heirs, made by the Kingdom with the seal on the bottom. It's a lion's paw, as you can see. Boom. You can kind of see them. They kind of run down because I was doing a test.
Is the vision to kind of like go global like Yeezy?
You know what? If the Almighty allows it. Because at this point, I'm not under my own will. I'm at that point because we would love for the Kingdom Heirs to be as big as Yeezy's, yes. Yeah. I would love to partner with Yeezy with Kingdom Heirs, definitely. That would be amazing.
Seems like Kanye has a sense of awareness of self, and
of course
he seems to be quite aligned. I can't really tell.
We sound a lot alike.
He identifies, but he definitely seems to be aware. I do have a question, Tropic Thunder, real quick. In the movie, Robert Downey Jr. did blackface. Why did you, at that point, kind of not, I guess, challenge it, or
the whole character? Everyone asked me this question: why did you challenge Robert Downey Jr. in blackface? My whole character was challenging him in blackface.
Why did you do it as an actor? Did you not feel?
Because the whole character is challenging him as blackface. Okay. Everyone missed that point. What do you mean, you people? The whole character is telling him that he's wrong for doing it in the movie, and this goes over everybody's heads. Okay. I never understood why people don't see that.
Well, we see it, but it's still a white man in blackface. It's still.
That's why he gets smacked. That's why my character smacks him.
But it's the fact that he did it.
Yeah, but
regardless of the context, he did it.
No, I know, but I'm saying my character was supposed to be mad that he did it. And plus, I'm 23 at the time. I get to work with Robert Downey Jr. and Ben Stiller.
That's the truth.
Like, you saying why not do the movie? I'm like, but the character justifies him not doing it. You have to have that character in there, of course. They're not stupid. Right. You got to have that character in there to tell Robert Downey Jr. to not do it. So, of course, we know they're covering their tracks. At the same time, the movie couldn't be made without that character. Right. So it's like,
when you first saw him in the blackface, what was your reaction to it?
Honestly, I wasn't really a privy to that much history until I started to read more and more. I was like, oh, what the? I said it in the movie. You know, it's like, what they do? And I was like, I slapped Robert Downey Jr. in real life. Yeah. And I slapped him at least 30 times. And Ben Stiller made sure that I did that.
Yeah. Two more questions. Nick Cannon. How long you know Nick Cannon?
Love Nick Cannon. I've known Nick Cannon since I chased him down in a mall. That's how I met Nick Cannon. I think I said it in my last interview. So I chased Nick Cannon down in a mall in Detroit, right? I said, one day I'm gonna work with you. He was like, okay, here's my autograph, right? And then 2 months later, I was in Road Bounce with him. That's how God worked. 2 months later, I was in Road Bounce. He's like, hey! I was like, I'm the guy from Detroit. I'm the guy from Detroit in the mall. Right. He was like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, my trailer's next to yours.
You guys ever right. hang out as you came up in Hollywood?
Yeah, you know, Nick Cannon kind of pops in his little back cave and comes out with, you know, new toys. That's how he kind of does. I respect Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon showed me Wildin' Out in the pilot for Wildin' Out in the van. I was like, man, you gotta put me on this show, bro. You gotta put me on Wildin' Out, man. Please, bro. I'm like, you know, I'm playing Jr. at the time in Tropic Thunder, and Roll Bounce. And he's like, yo, man, you think this show gonna make it? I'm like, yeah, it's gonna make it, man. Put me on the show. It's wilding out. So I always remember that moment with Nick. They always would say me and him look alike, which I don't see. You see a caramel guy with armor. We're brothers, by blood. And, if you go lineage-wise, of course. Sure. But, everyone's like, you look like Nick Cannon. I'm like, I really never saw it, but I was always like the cheap Nick Cannon. You know what I mean? We can't get Nick, get Brandon Jackson. You know what I mean?
You being called the cheap Nick Cannon.
I don't care. Because being the cheap Nick Cannon got me in Tropic Thunder and got me and Percy Jackson. It's like, we can't afford Nick, go with Brandon T. Jackson. You know what I mean?
What was the thing kind of in the industry, you think?
If you couldn't get Nick Cannon, you went to Brandon T. Jackson.
Okay.
Now that Brandon T. Jackson is Israelite, go get Michael B. Jordan. You know what I mean? It's like, he's an Israelite. We don't like him anymore. You know what I mean? It's hilarious. Doesn't matter.
You think that being an Israelite has hurt your career?
No, I walked away from my career to build the kingdom. So it's actually, Hollywood's gonna bow to the kingdom pretty soon. So I don't care what they say. We're leaning everything up. Yeah. We're gonna lean everything up.
Now, as far as Nick Cannon,
it's gonna be fun.
He's getting a lot of criticism.
Don't cut that out. History.
Nick Cannon's getting a lot of criticism for the amount of children that he's having. And, as far as the women that he's having, how many women he sleeps, he's with having these children. Why do you think he's getting this criticism, and what's your thoughts on the children that he's producing?
It's so funny, this whole polygamy thing. It's like, it's new. It's like, no. Listen, I don't want to be this guy. The white man, that's like the white man's marriage says one woman to man. Now, I'm not even gonna go there with it. I'm just gonna ask a question. When have you ever seen our bloodline of men want one woman? Really? Like, even if they're like Christians, like, I don't want this, look at this booty. I love my wife. Ain't she bad? It's like, when have anybody of our bloodline was monogamous? Like in ancient cultures? I'm just asking,
Why do you think the Europeans practice monogamy?
I don't know why the Europeans do a lot of stuff, but it hasn't worked out for us pretty good, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, we following them has not worked out for us. It just hasn't. We tried. We tried, y'all. Look, we love y'all. We tried. Like, we did it already. We like, okay, we're gonna go get a job. We're gonna build our own Black Wall Street. We're gonna do what? Bombs. You know what I mean? Like, we tried it your way. So why should we continue to try your way if it's not working for us? So Nick Cannon, according to Holy Torah, and according to his ancient ancestors, King David, King Solomon, I'm gonna go down the list of how many men in his ancient ancestors in our records have had multiple wives. Thing is, can you take care of all of them? Me, I would suggest it until we're in New Jerusalem, because we have these other men. For example, you have to, like, if you got to feed all these women, you have to probably bow to the order of what they say. So if you're not in your order, it's hard to have that many women, because, like, you can be sieged, and most of our women are, and I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna get heat from this. Oh my God, I don't even want to say this. I'm gonna say this the right way. How do I say this without losing all of American women? That's from our bloodline. So you can argue and say most of our women have a mentality of a concubine because they've been conquered by white daddy. I call him white. We call it white daddy. Call white daddy up. You know what I mean? Child support. Call white daddy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you get in trouble, they can always call Caesar. We can't come amongst the brother and say, hey, bro, man, what's going on with your wife? Let's write up a ketubah for her. Let's write up a law and order for her and your household. And here you go, man. Here's a couple dollars and take care of your home. If not, I'll buy your home from you and make sure, and I'll take care of your household. There's no delegation. So they got to go to white daddy. See that? That's white daddy. There he goes with the sirens. They got to order. So they feel comfortable to going to Caesar.
So Monique, she's been very outspoken about her time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And ideally, some people were people that looked like her that she spoke out against. Do you think her speaking out is any real solution at all? Is it a real solution for her to speak out the way that she's doing?
Okay, let's go with everything, okay? Let's just do this. Let's wrap all the speak outs in one thing. Monique and what she did was also a noble gesture. All these noble gestures. What she did, do I think it's gonna change? No. How about this? Nothing's gonna change. Ever. Until we do what we're supposed to do. And what is that? That's what people say. What is that? Okay? That's what you say. Until we do what we're supposed to do, all we gotta do is one thing and all this will be over. Right? I'm telling you this. If we do this one thing, all the speak outs, all the scams of I done got the Gucci done not told me I need my Gucci now. I need my pellet greener water, right? All the we shall overcome speeches, all the scams of that. Nothing will change. I'm telling you this. Nothing will change until we do one thing.
What's that?
There we go. I'm happy you asked, because I can't tell you the knowledge that you asked for. That's a rule of knowledge. We have to tell God, the Almighty God, who is our Father, that we're sorry as a nation. That's it. Not the Million Man March. Not the we shall overcome. I believe in a dream. None of that. One day of repentance under the heavens and earth. Give me 50,000, a million. Cry out, say we sorry. It's over. The whole curse is lifted. Period. And we do everything but that. We crip walk on the Super Bowl. We do everything. We do everything but that one thing. We can move mountains on any earth. How strong we are as a people, right? And all we got to do is come together as a people one time under the heavens and the earth and say we're sorry. One day of repentance, all of it will go away. No more struggles, no more pain, Mary J. Blige, no more of this extra stuff. God said he will hear from us.
Do we have to organize that, or how does that work?
It should be a full organization. I don't care what religion you're from. I don't care if you're Christian, Muslim. If you from the bloodline, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, we need everybody to come together, go down to Washington, and say, God, we sorry.
Do you think we can declare a day in this interview?
If I talk to the elders of the United Nations of Israel, we could probably declare a day, but we want all religions. We want everybody. We want everybody to come down to Washington and say we're sorry to God, and that's it. The curse will be lifted. Everything we do will be blessed from that point on, because he said it. Like he said, it will be go on slavery. He said that things will happen. He also said how to get out of it. It's a code. Now, for all my manifestation people, manifest. Okay, let's just say, like, this is all a scam, right? That spell, or whatever you want to call it, it's already been manifested in all of hotel rooms for 400 years. Everything that's been written in this book, whether you believe it or not, it's already been in the realm, bro. Manifestation, bro. All my float people. So the people that don't believe in that type of stuff, y'all believe in manifestation. So that spell, that code is already out, right? We all can agree with that. So to reverse the code, there's a code inside the book to reverse the code. And that's for us to come together as a nation. Our unity will fully bring peace to the earth. I'm going to say it one more time. Our unity will bring peace to the whole earth. This World War III that's coming, all we have to do is come together as a nation of people and tell God we're sorry, and we're going to have a concert after that. Kanye can perform. Y'all can rap. We have all these festivals we do.
No,
Forget the All-Star Weekend.
Do you think
Day of Repentance.
Does it have to be every single person or
Nope.
majority?
Nope. Just listen. If we could bring 1 million people down there to do speeches and Tell people what the black man is. We can bring 1 million people down talking about I have a dream. We can bring 50,000 to 100,000, 200,000 people down to Washington to say we sorry to the Almighty. He'll accept that. It ain't about the number. It's about people knowing about the whole thing of what's going on and just say we're sorry for what we did and what our ancestors did. He said, then I will lift the curse. Then I will hear from heaven. And then all the Monique complainings and all the dang on Gucci store stuff is done by Kingdom One. Love y'all. Kingdom of everything. I'm out.